Good evening and welcome to another segment of MÁS CON MAS. I am your host, Raúl Mas Canosa. Thank you for being with us here this evening on ENTV USA from the studios of Cachita Universal Studios here in Miami, Florida, with my co-host Andres Albuquerque.
Nice to be here.
And we've got a terrific program today. We've got some incredible speakers that we absolutely think you'll enjoy listening to. We're going to be doing a checkup with Vic Obhio, who we spoke to a couple weeks ago, on what's going on with his job search and trying to get assistance from the state of Florida. We've got a terrific conversation with Rick Beasley. Rick Beasley is the Executive Director of Career Source South Florida, which is responsible for helping people find jobs. And the third interview is absolutely spectacular. Janice Bernstein, who is on the front page of the Miami Herald today, talking about her nightmarish scenario with the unemployment claim system. And Andres, this happens to be sort of, the talk of the day, right? I mean,
it is.
It's everything about unemployment. It's about the disaster, about getting onto the system.
It is.
And what I saw just yesterday and what I've been saying for a long period of time, we are on our way to 25% unemployment in America. 1 in 4 citizens of the United States in the workforce are now out of a job, according to Goldman Sachs.
Okay.
What do you think of this?
I have 4 quick questions for you.
Sure.
Now, we need help. Absolutely. We have to be helped. Even the most conservative politicians say we need help. We need to salvage the country. Okay, my question is, who's going to pay for all this?
Listen, at the end of the day, we're all going to pay for this,
and how?
Not necessarily us. This, quite frankly, before this pandemic started, we had $20 trillion plus of debt in the United States.
Okay.
Now we're on our way to 25, maybe even $30 trillion worth of debt by the time all this is said and done. And that money is now the same or more than the entire gross domestic product of the United States.
Which is dangerous, very dangerous.
A debt to GDP level over 100%.
Okay.
And somebody has to pay for that debt.
How?
And if it's not, it's going to be through tax increases down the road, quite frankly, one way or another.
I hope it's not going to be through treasury bonds. Or will the Chinese junta buy our debt?
I'm not worried about the Chinese not buying our debt.
Because they don't have money?
It's not that. I think that is overblown. I mean, the fact of the matter is that the Chinese need us as much as we need them. And believe it or not, prior to this whole situation, 60% of our debt was actually controlled by Americans or the federal government. Only 30 or 40% of our debt was in the exterior, and only a portion of that was from the Chinese.
Which is still a lot of money.
It is still a lot of money. But the Chinese have very good reasons not to dump U.S. bonds. I don't think it's the fear that most people
I have another question for you. Are you willing to pay for a COVID-19 fee when you go to a restaurant?
I had not heard about that. This is the first I hear about it. Apparently, restaurants are now charging, some restaurants, in addition to your recommended tip, some restaurants are apparently now adding a surcharge to your bill.
$2.19. In the case of a slip that I saw, it's $2.19. I have a comment here. You're answering the questions, but I have something to add here.
Sure.
During the pandemic, and we're still in the pandemic, we were all brothers and sisters. It was kumbaya. We're all together. We are in solidarity. The minute we start getting our head out of the holes, are the restaurants going to rip us off again?
Listen, restaurants, as you know, have been very badly hurt throughout all of this, right?
So have we.
So have we. And they are now having to operate. If you've got a dine-in restaurant, you're now being told that you could basically only have maybe 25% of the customers you had before. So they're going to try and find a way to make up as much of that money as they can. But you're absolutely right. It shouldn't come on the backs of the customers that are going.
We're brothers and sisters.
That basically been patronizing those takeout restaurants during this crisis. That needs to be reevaluated.
Now my last question. You probably know. Where's Flynn 302?
The FBI report that was done on Flynn, the notes from the interviewer that supposedly have lost.
He got lost.
I don't know where they are, man, but they better find them because, what is sad about the Michael Flynn situation is that the Department of Justice said, listen, this was so screwed up that we're deciding to drop the case. And guess what? The judge has now decided he doesn't want to be the judge. He wants to be the prosecutor. Okay? Yep. This is the world turned upside down. What's going on here? Listen, we've got a terrific program coming up. Thank you again for being here. And let's go to a commercial break and then hopefully back to our first segment.
Let's do this.
And joining us now here on MÁS CON MAS is Vic Obhio, who we had several weeks ago here on our program. At the time, Vic was basically trying to get into the Florida unemployment system, was having some difficulties, and we spoke to him about those difficulties, and we decided to check back with him to see how he's doing, to see if he's had any success, and get an update on where he is. Vic, thank you for joining us again. Tell us what's going on. Have you had any luck getting back onto the Connect system with Florida's unemployment claim system?
Hey, thank you for having me. Welcome, Anana. Yes, actually, I haven't had any success at all.
Are you kidding me?
I'm still, my computer, my laptop is still beach balling, between pages there within the website. It kicks you out. Whenever you finally get to a certain page, it just sits there once again. I mean, I've been at this for 2 months already. After getting tired of trying already with them, I went ahead and just sent my application 3 weeks, my paper application, trying to follow up. So I just called and they still haven't processed my application. They don't have my application. So at this point, it's like, what do you do,
So basically, you tried electronically at first, and
Yeah.
and I hear what you're explaining. I mean, basically, you get into the system, and then you get kicked back out again. You got to start from scratch. You start going through the system, you get kicked back out again. You start
Yeah.
from scratch again. You get kicked out, and so on and so forth. So then you went ahead and you sent in a written application, correct?
Correct. I sent a written application 3 weeks ago, and I'm following up, and they don't have it. I mean,
Now you were able to get a hold of somebody on the phone. Is that what I heard you say?
I was able to get a hold of somebody, and some guy helped me. He said they didn't have it, so I'm here. I'm still here to this day, 2 months later, trying to do my online application, and I'm still getting kicked out right now. By the way, my food stamp, the SNAP program, already denied me. They said I don't qualify. So there goes that.
Let me interrupt you here. I
Yeah.
hear that you can go to a public library and probably the computers there are able to get into the system and finalize the whole process. Have you tried
Really?
that? Have you tried that too?
No, I haven't tried that because I didn't even know that the libraries are open right now.
Some
the
public
libraries
libraries are. Some public libraries are.
I didn't know that in Broward, the libraries are open.
Okay.
You know what I don't get, man? I don't get why we have to go, 10 miles from my house to claim my benefits. I really don't understand this. To this day, I don't understand it.
But I got news for you, Victor. I don't know if you're aware of this. Allegedly, supposedly, the system was totally refurbished. They spent a lot of money on it. Then they realized there were glitches here and there, so they spent another bulk of money on it, and it still doesn't work. So they threw bad money after good, or good money after bad. It's our money, and we can get our benefits.
You know what would have been easier? To just staff the local offices, right? And just hand out checks from the local offices, and none of this would have happened. You got to give power to the local offices. Since they've closed everything, there's nothing that we can do. And you got these people having committees and advisory boards and all of this hiding from the people that elected them into office.
Sure.
I mean, where do you go? You got the DeSantis, you got everybody else, the Ken Lawsons, whoever, they don't respond to emails. They don't respond calls. They go with their crew and their escorts, and they show up behind the podium and the lectern, and they give their 10-minute speeches. And they're actually now getting upset because we ask where our benefits are.
Yep.
How do you get upset asking where my benefits are? I've been paying for these benefits all my life. And all I'm doing is trying to claim a benefit that you're not giving me is that I earned. And I'm sitting here in food lines, I'm a U.S. Army veteran, man. I did humanitarian missions giving out food in Korea. I know what it's like.
Yeah.
And here I am, 30 years later, receiving it. Come on, man. In the United States?
Victor, has it occurred to you that probably they just want us to get tired and quit asking for our benefits?
I think that is why they made these type of programs, because they want to discourage you from applying, which is a fine if there's jobs out there.
Yeah.
No, listen. I'm convinced that's what happened. I mean, remember that this system was basically started in all fairness, I mean, this is not something that Rick DeSantis launched, okay? The culprit behind this, quite frankly, is Rick Scott, okay? Rick Scott was governor, for 2 terms here in the state of Florida. Him and the people that were ahead of the legislature at that time, okay?
Yeah.
Rick Scott had a vested interest in making sure that this system didn't work. Why? Because Rick Scott was in a race, okay, with Texas to see who could have the lowest unemployment numbers. And guess what? Rick Scott figured out that if I put in place an unemployment system that is so slow, so cumbersome, and requires so many conditions to get a paltry $275 a week, okay? People are gonna tire of it. They're not gonna go into the system, or when they do go in, they're gonna drop out after a week or 2 because they're gonna get tired of all the conditions that we're gonna impose on them. That was the system that Rick Scott designed. It was a system designed to failure, approved by the Florida legislature, okay? And it was a system, from what I've heard or read, that was designed to handle basically 1,500 claims a day max, okay? So what happens? Now you have a situation where, from the latest numbers that we're seeing, we are on our way to having unemployment levels that we haven't seen since the Great Depression of the 1930s. Goldman Sachs is now predicting 25% unemployment in America, okay? And that means that in Florida, like a lot of other states, the systems have been inundated with requests for assistance from people that are out of work, not because they did anything wrong, not because their employer did anything wrong, but because our elected leaders, starting with the President of the United States and on downward to all the governors of the United States, decided that in order to flatten the curve, we need to shut down the economy. Well, guess what? We have now flattened the curve, okay? We have shut down the economy, and guess what curve has shot skyrocketing upwards?
The
unemployment curve, okay? That's what's happening. So, unfortunately, we are dependent on our elected leaders to do these kinds of things. They haven't come through, okay? And neither have the officials that work for them. And now we're paying the consequences of what can simply, the only way you can describe this is ineptitude, right? Ineptitude. A complete inability to get something right. They've poured tons of money at it. They have supposedly hired all of these people to man the phones, and they're still not answering the phones. How many times have you tried calling that system?
Oh my God, I've tried hundreds of times, and the times that I've gotten through, I've gotten through 2 or 3 times. But the times that I do get through, the first thing I ask is, hey man, before I even give you any information, is your system up or down? Oh, sorry, sir, our system is down. Thank you very much. That's it. And I drop it because they can't help me. If you're gonna throw people out there that have no information, you might as well throw no people out there and save your money.
So the people that answer the phones can't really help you because they can't get into the system either.
No, the system, the first thing they tell you is,
why are we paying? What are we paying for?
The system is down.
Yeah. So you know what? We can save ourselves a lot of money right there. All these people that you hired, okay? If the system doesn't work, you might as well fire them because all they're doing is answering the phone and making people more frustrated. And we're spending taxpayer monies, good money after bad money, okay? That's the problem, okay? I'm telling you, man, this is going to be the death of Rick DeSantis if he doesn't fix this, okay? This is his Achilles heel, and people are going to remember this come the next election, okay? I hope he watches this. I hope he hears this message loud and clear, okay? You better get your ass in gear, buddy, and fix this problem and fix it now, or people are going to remember this come election day.
Because you work for us, by the way.
You work for us.
He's supposed to work for us. We're not supposed to be begging for what we earn in a lifetime of work. But by the way, Richter, there's 2 things. There are 2 options we have, or probably both options, which is 1, the ballot vote come November or whatever the month it is, whatever the time it is for these specific elected officials. And also, we can simply go to Tallahassee and raise hell out there because it's our constitutional right. There's nothing wrong with that. It is within our prerogatives. So let's use it.
Yeah, but we know that if this goes to the elections and if it goes to an online vote, Latinos and blacks, we are not the best with the computers, right?
Right. Yeah. No, listen, man, it's a problem. Vic, listen, I appreciate you taking time out to tell us again what's going on. I'm sorry you haven't made any progress.
We hear you, man.
We'll continue to check in with you. I wish you all the luck in the world. Stay
Absolutely.
strong. Thank you for your service to America, and we'll be checking in with you again. Thanks, Vic.
It's what we do, man. I
God
love
bless
your
you.
show.
God bless you.
Thanks,
God bless.
Andres. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
thanks, Raúl.
Somos NTV USA. Conéctate con nuestra programación en directo en los siguientes horarios y días. Lunes a viernes, 6 de la tarde, hora del este, línea deportiva. 7 de la noche, hora del este, O Qué Chisme con Odi Abreu. A las 8 de la noche, punto final. A las 9 de la noche, lunes y miércoles, A lo Cortés con Tony Cortés. Los martes a las 9, dame un like, y el jueves a las 9 también, De Noche con Roche. NTV USA, de Miami para el mundo, con una vista. Basta.
Cada vez más profesionales de la salud y personas que buscan tratamientos alternativos y naturales para cuidar su salud están optando por utilizar productos a base de cáñamo debido a las numerosas investigaciones que respaldan sus beneficios. La planta de cáñamo y específicamente su aceite contiene cannabinoides, los cuales se han descubierto que pueden beneficiar muchos aspectos de la salud, incluyendo el alivio del dolor, el alivio del estrés y una buena calidad de sueño. En Longevity hemos aprovechado nuestros años de investigación en nutrición natural y vegetal para presentar 3 nuevos productos que contienen aceite de cáñamo especializado rico en cannabinoides, que incluye CBD y una amplia gama de fitonutrientes. Cada uno de estos productos Longevity combina el aceite de cáñamo rico en fitocannabinoides con un conjunto de hierbas complementarias, aceites esenciales y otros nutrientes con el propósito de crear mezclas patentadas que potencien los beneficios. Hemp Effect Sooth ayuda a beneficiar los músculos y articulaciones, fomentando una respuesta inmunológica saludable y reduciendo el estrés debido a los radicales libres. Para optimizar sus resultados, contiene nuestro CBD derivado de cáñamo, además del poderoso antioxidante glutatión y una amplia variedad de hierbas y minerales. Hemp Effects Relax ayuda a relajar la mente y el cuerpo para un sueño profundo y de descanso. Combinamos nuestro CBD derivado de cáñamo con melatonina y con un conjunto de hierbas naturalmente relajantes, manzanilla, lavanda y valeriana, para ayudar a relajar el cuerpo y la mente, así como mejorar tu calidad de sueño. Para ayudar a incrementar la energía positiva de tu mente y tu estado de ánimo, creamos Hemp Effects Uplift, combinado con la hierba de San Juan y un conjunto especializado de potenciadores de terpenos y cannabinoides. Nuestro CBD derivado de cáñamo ayuda a brindar una sensación de relajación absoluta, proporcionándote claridad para mejorar la perspectiva mental. Para obtener más información acerca de Hemp Effects, contacta a tu distribuidor Longevity o ingresa a hempeffects.com.
For thousands of years, the goji berry has enjoyed an unmatched reputation among the people of Asia for its remarkable health-promoting properties. Ever since the 1st century, the little red berry has been praised for its legendary ability to increase physical and mental capacity, reduce fatigue, boost energy, enhance immune function, improve sleep, and improve overall health and well-being. Goji delivers an unprecedented and standardized high potency of the unique LBPs in the goji berry. The goji effect on human health is demonstrated in 3 recent randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled human clinical trials where goji proved extremely effective for human health in 19 key areas. In the initial groundbreaking study, which has been accepted for publication by the highly respected Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine, participants drinking just 4 ounces daily saw positive results in multiple categories of health and well-being in as little as 14 days. In addition, goji's remarkable health-promoting properties are validated in 2 other leading scientific journals, Nutrition Research and the Journal of Food Medicine. Here are 19 reasons to use goji. Less fatigue, improved athletic performance, increased energy, reduction of stress, feeling calmer, increased ability to focus, sharper mental acuity, better quality of sleep, easier ability to wake up, feeling healthier, feeling more content, feeling happier, improved bowel regularity, higher SOD levels, higher glutathione peroxidase, less free radical damage, increased lymphocytes, increased interleukin-2, increased immunoglobulin G. Try GoChi today.
Un corazón sano es un corazón feliz. Tus sistemas orgánicos dependen de un sistema cardiovascular sano para prosperar. Sin un corazón sano, podrías presentar síntomas como fatiga, dolores y molestias, mareos o dificultad para respirar. Una alimentación adecuada es crucial para tu salud cardiovascular. Longevity desarrolló Ultimate EFA Plus, con una mezcla patentada y balanceada de ácidos grasos esenciales, como borraja, linaza y aceites de pescado, que contribuyen a que obtengas los nutrientes que tu corazón necesita. Comenzamos con el aceite de linaza. Se ha demostrado que mejora la elasticidad de las arterias y ayuda a mantener una presión arterial saludable. Luego, incluimos aceites de peces de agua fría, ricos en omega 3, que pueden promover un sistema cardiovascular saludable e incluso incrementar los niveles del colesterol bueno, HDL. Por último, incluimos el aceite de borraja, conocido por sus poderosas propiedades antiinflamatorias. Combinados, estos ácidos grasos esenciales te proporcionan una mezcla óptima de nutrientes para ayudarte a mantener una salud cardiovascular normal. Ultimate EFA Plus. Los nutrientes correctos para mejorar la salud de tu corazón de manera natural. Para mayor información, contacta a un asociado Longevity.
And joining us now to talk about the continuing issues with the unemployment system at the state of Florida and the assistance that is available to our citizens through CareerSource is Rick Beasley. Rick Beasley is the Executive Director of CareerSource South Florida. CareerSource South Florida is a state agency or state-funded agency that basically helps the unemployed find jobs again. And Rick has been kind enough to join us today and tell us a little bit about what's going on from his perspective. And I want to start off by asking, as I mentioned to Rick, what is the elephant in the room, which is this incredibly problematic site that people first have to deal with, which is the Florida unemployment claims system, the Connect system as it's called, My Connect system through the state of Florida, that continues to have glitches, continues to kick people off. Rick, can you tell us about what the state is doing to try and fix that system? I mean, I understand there's been dollars thrown at it already, more people hired, and yet we don't seem to be making the progress that we should. Even though the numbers indicate that there's some progress being made, what we're hearing out on the street is that there's still a lot of very frustrated individuals out there.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for the invitation to join you all this afternoon. It is unfortunate that the citizens that we serve here in Miami-Dade and Monroe County, keep in mind I cover Dade and Monroe County, that the citizens that we serve are still impacted by the unemployment system, the Connect system. And then unfortunately, because of prior errors in the system, it was not able or capable of handling such a large mass of individuals being laid off because of COVID-19. So let me share with you all real quickly what we are doing to assist the residents here in our respective community. And so because Department of Economic Opportunity has not been able to get the Connect system fully functional, where it's able to help our citizens get access to unemployment insurance, what we've done in partnership with Mayor Jimenez, the Miami-Dade County Department of Libraries, or the library agency, Ray Baker there, who's the director, The mayor asked us to partner with the library system to print out a number of paper applications. So we've actually printed out 1.2 million applications, paper applications. They're available at selected libraries, as well as the career centers that we have in Dade and in Monroe County. And so you're able to pick up an application. You're able to then fill that out, bring it back. There's an envelope that we'll seal and we'll mail it out for you. That's one alternative. And I know folks have been trying to go online and they still have problems being connected. And so another alternative, what we've done in partnership with the mayor, we've launched Career Source ourselves, have launched what we call a reemployment hub. And so I hope your listeners are able to connect with us. There's a telephone number I'm going to give. It's 305-929-1547. Again, that telephone number, 305-929-1547. We designed this call center to assist the residents who are having difficulty being able to get connected to the Connect system. So for those citizens who are having problems with their PIN reset, we can reset their PINs. What we've also been able to do, and keep in mind, we are not the Department of Economic Opportunity. We're able to adjudicate any claims, but we're able to look inside to see whether your claim is being processed, where it is, if there's information that we may be able to assist you with. We're able to answer some questions. You're going to get a live person. Now, it may take 4 or 5 minutes to get connected. Stay online. You will get someone. We operate from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock in the evening, Sunday through Saturday. Okay, 8 o'clock in the morning through 8 o'clock in the evening, Sunday through Saturday. That telephone number again, 305-929-1547. That number is also set up to assist anyone who wants to find employment as well. And so I can't really, answer specific questions regarding the Connect system. What we as an agency, Career Source South Florida, has done is set up alternative ways of helping our residents in Dade and Monroe County, either through the paper application process of mailing it in for them, or helping them reset their PINs, kind of walking them through the process of what they need to do to get their applications or their claims submitted to Tallahassee in a timely manner.
Well, Rick, I applaud you for that, man. I mean, seriously, yeah. To sort of recognize that the system is broken, and rather than just sort of, spinning your wheels with it, trying to find an alternative way to get some help to the people that need help. I think, hats off to you, brother. I mean, that's important, right?
I got my suggestion for him. Mr. Bisley, I appreciate, yes, like Raúl said, I mean, it's great. You're getting the bull by the horns as much as you can. We understand is a new situation. This is sui generis. It's never happened before. Now, I'll tell you from a personal standpoint, and I don't want to go into the anecdote. I just want to walk you through what happened to me personally. I was able to get in touch with your webpage. There was a very nice lady. She was a darling. She took care of me, tutored me through the entire process, then called me back to make sure that my profile was complete. And she even gave me a hint as to, you know what, the Census 2020 is hiring and they're paying this amount of money. Why don't you apply for that? I applied for that. It was great, but what happened? It was like a month and a half ago. The Census 2020 has never gotten back to me. And I understand they're not working yet. But in times like this, what should they do? Listen, buddy, I got your application. You're most likely are going to be accepted and hired. Hang on there. We're almost there. It's a suggestion. I'm not trying to be negative criticism, but it's something that you can probably tell your counterparts that they should be. After all, human resources, apart from resources, are basically human. So that's important that they have the human touch of it. It's probably nothing to do with you personally, but you're the only one we have here right now.
So let me share with you all. One of the things that I get concerned, and I don't take your comments any negative way. If there's ways for us to improve, that's what we're supposed to do as bureaucrats to help our citizens. I'm here to serve. My folks are here to serve. One of the things I have asked our folks to do is that if we run into a situation with an individual that we cannot get access to their claim to see where things are, I've asked my staff to take their numbers down, take their claim number down, let them know we're going to follow up with them until we get an answer on where their claim is. It may take me a day. It may take me 2 or 3 days, but I ask for them to call them every day until we get it processed.
Good.
I know that's a lot to ask for our folks, but at least they have someone that they can get in contact with.
Right there.
And at least they have someone that they know that someone's looking out for them. What I do ask, if your listeners can hear my voice, please don't curse my people out. Don't yell at them. We're not unemployment insurance. We're there to help.
Sure.
And I know the folks that we're serving have not received their paychecks or unemployment checks for weeks. And I'm so upset about that piece. This is why we started what we've done. And so our goal here is to assist. And that, with that said, what we've also done as an agency, we have a number of initiatives in terms of employment initiatives that we have going on. Employers are hiring. And so as the mayor has reopened Dade County, we have more jobs that will be coming online.
Good.
So please use that number not only to file your claim, but also to get connected to jobs. We've launched what we call Operation Impact. It is an initiative to help us get those who've been affected by COVID-19 reemployed or retrained. And those folks that we put into our program, if they're needing assistance, we can provide up to $1,000, not directly to them. We'll pay it on their behalf for transportation costs, housing costs, utility bills, child care. We'll pay it on their behalf up to $1,000.
I didn't know that.
That's what we've done as an agency.
Okay.
Rick, that's terrific news, man. I mean, we got to get this word out, man. I mean,
Yeah.
this is,
Because we didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that. I mean, Andres didn't know that. I'm sure there's probably a lot of people out there that didn't know it. So I'm really happy that you're on the program so that we can get this word out. We'll have a link later on to where, you can share this with as many people as you want, man, because this is important stuff. And listen,
Exactly.
You bring up something very important, the human touch, right? You have everybody sort of quarantined at home, right? I mean, literally sort of climbing the walls, frustrated as hell trying to get into the system, okay? And then when they finally get a hold of somebody, they're so damn angry, the first words out of their mouth are like, God.
Cursing, yeah.
That's not right either,
Yes,
right? I
yes.
mean, that's not right either, okay?
It's only human, but it's not right.
It's a human reaction. It's not right. We sort of
Yeah.
have to learn to sort of bite my tongue. I'm very guilty of it myself. I get hot-headed myself.
Both of us.
We both do. But I think, what you're emphasizing, man, and what you're telling your own employees, listen, give it that human touch, man. I mean, this is a time in our history that's never been seen before where a deadly disease is basically, I'm seeing these latest unemployment numbers. I mean, I saw yesterday, Goldman Sachs basically now saying we are on our way to 25% unemployment in America, which is the highest number we've had ever since the Great Depression of the 1930s, okay? So that's, 1 out of every 4 people in the workforce out of work is something that I've never seen in my lifetime. I'm sure you haven't seen it either. And it's really important at a time like this to go that extra mile. It sounds like you guys are doing it. I'm grateful for it. Appreciate you telling us about it. What else would you recommend, or what else would you want people to know? And maybe repeat that number one last time, because we're running out of our little 12-minute slot here. But what else would you like people to know out there, Rick? And please repeat that number again for us.
Well, look, for those individuals who need to get assistance of knowing where their claim is or need to reset their PINs, please call 305-929-1547. Again, that number is 305-929-1547. With that call center there, it's not only there to assist with individuals, to assist them to know where their claim is. We're not there to adjudicate their claim or process it.
You guys are not DEO. That's very important. You guys are not.
We're not DEO. We are not DEO. We're there. We may have some information in terms of the frequently asked questions that they may want to know when to file, or some impacts to their filing months and things like that. We're there to provide some assistance and information in that regards. We're there to also reset their PIN. We can see where their claim is if it's been processed, but that's basically that's all that we have access to. The other piece, though, that number is there, that you can also look for employment. You can hit 1, has that little Q, hit 1 for unemployment, hit 2 for finding a job. Well, hit 2. And then you plug in your zip code, and based where your zip code is, it automatically directs you to a career center that's nearest you. Now, the centers are open from 8 to 5, but you will be able to get access to an individual. And just like we are having this conversation via Skype, we're there to be able to provide services through telephonic means, whether it's through FaceTime, Skype, or other mechanisms that we have. But we're able to provide services. I know we're also going to be launching virtual job fairs. Those employers that we know they're going to be hiring, we're going to be launching that as well. And so, Raúl, I'll make sure that we get that information over to you so you can share it with your listening audience. But we are offering a different array of services in a different manner because of COVID-19. And if you have some other suggestions, we'll be glad to see how we can implement those items. I mean, look, it's all new to all of us. Our goal, though, is to provide assistance in terms of employment assistance to those individuals in our respective area. We have been closed down to the public because, again, of COVID-19 and, again, safe, social distancing. We're going to begin to open up our centers in the next couple of weeks as we get certain protocols in place with our providers who operate our centers. But everything is virtual. And so you will get someone on the phone. You get a live voice, right? It won't be, keep punching this number and like we always get all these credit cards that you would never get a chance to speak to one. You'll get a chance to speak to someone. And so there's services that we're there to offer, whether it's training services, what we call support services, up to $1,000 through our Operation Impact. But I will tell you, there's a number of employers that are hiring. So I do want people to apply if they have not registered with us. Register through Employ Miami-Dade, employmiamidade.com. Okay, and you can get registered for looking for a job. You can also download the app Employed Miami-Dade either on your Android or your what is it? The
iPad.
iPad, or even on your phone, your other phones. My mind just went blank on me. But there is a app that is available to our residents here as well to file and look for jobs right online through their phone.
Terrific.
And so we've designed these systems to help our residents get reconnected, get retooled to the potential jobs that we have online. And like I said, there's a major manufacturer that we're working right now. I have a conference call later on this afternoon with them, and they're going to be hiring up to 150 folks, average between $12 to $15 an hour. And so those are some of the things that we know that are available. Other jobs that are coming online. We have a number of initiatives in terms of employment initiatives that we have going on. So please go to our website, employedmiamidade.com. Go use that telephone number, 305-929-1547 for more assistance. But we're there to assist.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to talk to us. Breath of fresh air. Appreciate all the information you gave us, and look forward to talking to you soon again when things are hopefully a little bit better. Thank you again, Rick.
Thank you, Mr. Beasley.
Nuestra plataforma en TV USA tiene su propia aplicación para teléfono inteligente. Si el sistema operativo de su teléfono es Android, vaya al Play Store y busque NTV USA. Descárguela e instálela. Si tiene un iPhone, debe ir sencillamente al Apps Store, buscar NTV USA e instalarla. Es sencillo, fácil y cómodo. Ahí va a tener las notificaciones para poder ver todos los shows. Igualmente, en los anuncios de los programas de NTV USA encontrará los enlaces que con un solo clic lo llevarán directamente a las aplicaciones de teléfonos inteligentes. Así que disfrute de nuestra programación y esté conectado. No se olvide de darle clic a la campanita para activar las notificaciones. Camina para que te conozcan, que con una vista basta.
Cada vez es más difícil obtener nuestros requerimientos diarios de nutrientes vitales solo de los alimentos. Sin vitaminas adicionales ni soporte nutricional, tu salud y bienestar pueden sufrir en gran medida. Es por eso que Z-Radical fue formulado de forma específica. Combina una mezcla rica en vitaminas antioxidantes, minerales e ingredientes botánicos con el poder protector del fucoidan para ayudar a llenar los vacíos de la falta de nutrientes en nuestros alimentos. El núcleo del Z-Radical es el fucoidan, un polisacárido natural que ayuda a estimular la reacción inmune que te protege contra la inflamación y el estrés oxidativo. Obtenemos este poderoso nutriente rico en minerales de la cosecha de algas pardas, solo de las aguas de los océanos más prístinos del mundo, para garantizar la calidad más pura. Posteriormente, se extrae utilizando tecnología de procesado en frío para garantizar los mayores niveles de biodisponibilidad. Después, agregamos vitaminas esenciales que ayudan a proteger nuestros sistemas cardiovascular y nervioso y que son cruciales para una óptima función inmunológica y neurológica. Z-Radical también incluye una mezcla patentada de frutas y bayas antioxidantes deliciosas. Esta combinación de gran sabor ayuda al cuerpo a combatir los desequilibrios ocasionados por los radicales libres, los cuales pueden causar una variedad de condiciones degenerativas como la artritis y enfermedades del corazón. Z-Radical experimenta el poder del fucoidan con bayas ricas en antioxidantes, 8 vitaminas esenciales y otros ingredientes que te brindarán potentes beneficios de salud. Para mayor información, contacta a un asociado Longevity. Los antioxidantes son esenciales para proteger sus células contra los efectos dañinos de los radicales libres. Si se dejan desequilibrados, los radicales libres pueden conducir al estrés oxidativo que contribuye al envejecimiento, a la declinación de la salud cognitiva y cardiovascular, así como dolor de huesos y articulaciones. Turmeric by Longevity posee el poder de la naturaleza para combatir los radicales libres al proporcionar un potente refuerzo de antioxidantes conocidos por sus increíbles propiedades curativas. Obtenido de la raíz de cúrcuma orgánica certificada, Turmeric contiene 95% de curcuminoides, el componente activo que destruye los radicales libres. La cúrcuma ha sido utilizada en la medicina ayurvédica y china durante miles de años para promover tanto la salud del corazón como del cerebro, así como por sus poderosas propiedades antiinflamatorias. También hemos incluido una mezcla botánica de fitonutrientes que poseen flavonoides, caroténidos y sulfitos. Estos químicos naturales basados en plantas son poderosos contribuyentes para la salud general y el bienestar. Turmeric, el suplemento antioxidante orgánico de Longevity, formulado para promover una salud óptima. Para más información, contacte a su asociado de Longevity.
Los niveles de azúcar en la sangre juegan un papel muy importante en tu apetito, aumento de peso y en tu salud en general. Cuando tus niveles de azúcar en la sangre son altos, puedes sentir confusión, mareos e incluso más antojos de lo normal. Comer alimentos altos en carbohidratos, azúcares o grasas, así como no hacer ejercicio, pueden causar que tengas altos niveles de azúcar en la sangre. Sweeties de Longevity fue diseñado para ayudarte a mantener niveles saludables de azúcar en la sangre para que tengas energía durante todo el día. Es una sinergia de minerales, hierbas y nutrientes que se ha comprobado ayudan a mantener niveles saludables de azúcar en la sangre. Sweeties contiene cromo, un oligoelemento esencial conocido por ayudar a alcanzar niveles saludables de azúcar en la sangre, así como a mejorar el metabolismo de carbohidratos, grasas y proteínas. Contiene también corteza de canela debido a sus antioxidantes naturales y beneficios para mantener un corazón sano. Además, le hemos añadido gymnema, el cual ha sido utilizado en la Ayurveda durante siglos para ayudar a mantener niveles saludables de azúcar en la sangre. Todos los ingredientes que contiene Sweeties trabajan en conjunto para brindarte el mejor apoyo para el control de azúcar en la sangre. Sweeties, el suplemento que apoya el control de azúcar en la sangre de Longevity, te ayuda a controlar los antojos y a mantener niveles saludables de azúcar en la sangre durante todo el día. Para más información, contacta a tu asociado Longevity.
Welcome back to Más con Más. Our next guest is Janice Bernstein. I learned about Janice this morning in the Miami Herald. The Miami Herald did a story on Janice's difficulties in terms of getting in control and in touch with the Florida Unemployment Claims Office.
Really?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and the nightmarish scenario, I mean, literally, it's been a nightmare scenario that she has faced just even trying to log in. And when she finally does log in, gets kicked out, the difficulties that she's had reaching a human person on the other end of the telephone. And we're very grateful to have Janice on the line with us now to sort of recount her story. And again, it is a nightmare. And tell us what has transpired in the hopes that somebody will be listening and somebody will find the time and effort to contact Janice and get her the help that she so richly deserves. Janice, thank you for doing this. Tell us a little bit about your story. How did this all begin for you? How did this nightmare begin for you?
Well, after the company I work for closed on the 16th, I waited about a week because we were getting a couple of weeks' pay. And then I went on the system. From the minute I started, I could see it was set up to fail. You do your first page, if you're lucky enough to get there, and you can't save, but it kicks you off. So nowhere along the line can you save all your information you put in, and you have to start again. So to get to complete the entire application can take days, weeks. Then they did paper applications, so I sent in paper applications because I couldn't get in with a PIN. I was locked out, nobody could give me a PIN. Then they started Connect, so I put information in Connect, still couldn't get a PIN. Went into Connect one day to see it said fraud. I then contacted the fraud department, no reply to emails. Try get them on the phone, couldn't get them on the phone. Eventually I called the Miami Herald after reading an article, asked, who's the head? Who's the head of the Florida unemployment? Because I can't do this anymore. It's been 3 weeks of hell. And they gave me a name. I sent an email and he actually replied straight away saying he would put someone on it. The next day he was replaced. So I carried on my own. Then I contacted the person who replaced him, nothing. Then I tried on my own, got cut off, carried on. This went on for another week or so. Eventually, I contacted the Inspector General with an email, and he actually replied and put me onto someone who sorted out my fraud. Once the fraud was sorted out, he said, start a new account. I said, I don't think it's possible because you only have one social security number. And that was the end of him. And obviously you can't set up a new account. So I started the struggle again now to get to the next step, which was apparently putting in new applications from the beginning. And so it went in circles and more circles.
So you've been victimized twice here, because you haven't been just victimized by the system, but you found out during this process that your social security number had been used to file a fraudulent claim with the state of Florida, and that's the reason that you were being locked out. So on top of the fact that you couldn't get in to file what was now your legitimate claim, you found out that your social security number had been compromised and the system itself had locked you out. Is that correct?
Correct. And if I hadn't found that out, my claim would still be saying fraud and nothing would have been done about it. What fascinates me, they're very quick to give that person the money, but nobody ever told the over 100,000 people whose social was breached in 2014, 2015, when they had the biggest breach, that their social had been compromised.
You never heard from them. You never heard from the state of Florida that your social security number had been compromised.
Never.
And
Never.
they knew, and they knew.
And they knew.
And they knew, right?
Of course they knew. And the thing is, they didn't do anything about it, and they carried on paying these people the money. So when I finally did get into my system to put in new claims, there was someone's address in Miami, the payments that they'd received. Even if I didn't know and they'd passed it, passed me through the system, they would have gotten the money if I'd asked for their debit card.
It's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, it's just unbelievable the frustration you've had to face.
Let me ask you something, Ms. Bernstein. Do you? I probably got lost and I don't remember. Do you file a paper request application with the unemployment office? You did.
I did.
And that got stuck too, right?
I never heard back. A lot of people's paper, they say they haven't received.
I remember, the reason I'm asking is because I remember so many cities, so many public libraries saying, we walking the extra mile, we're doing it for you, and I thought that would solve the problem. There were a lot of people doing an effort in times of pandemic, risking to get sick themselves, and then I realized, listening to your story, that it probably never worked.
But wait for this. You could also send it in through FedEx. And I asked for a tracking number. So I know that they received my forms.
Yeah. And where are you now? I mean, have you heard anything from anybody at the Department of Florida, at the state of Florida?
Finally, after putting in the forms again, and getting the claim, to be dated to when I had to have it dated, my status was instead of from
ineligible,
pending a review, because once it was all approved by the guy who was helping me, it was pending under review, and it was meant to be for a 72-hour period. That took 2 weeks. And finally, another email and begging, and it turned to active. And within 24 hours, I could see pending was the 600 CARES Act money. That was on Wednesday. But I still don't have the 275.
Wow.
And that's with help.
Sure, of course. Every penny helps. And by the way,
that's that help from the Florida Department, the Unemployment Department.
But let me ask you, because the other thing is, we were told by high-ranking officials that in cases like this, you would be paid retroactively from, I think, the end of March or something. And in essence...
Yes, but when?
Exactly. I mean, this $600 that you received is just a weekly payment. You have not been paid any amounts retroactively, is my understanding. Is that correct?
And nothing from the 275, which is the unemployment insurance.
Correct.
So that's the CARES Act money that I got the 600, and there will be.
That's federal money.
That's an extra.
Yeah, that's federal. That's federal money that's been given to the state to dole out, and the states has had difficulty even doling that out. You know,
it has nothing.
It's not even the state's money.
It has nothing to do with a normal claim for unemployment. It's something else. This is parallel to it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
Joyce, I'm sorry, Janice. One of the sad things, about your particular case is that this has actually affected your health.
Yes, of course. So I went to see a cardiologist because I was having pain and palpitations and these little pains. And so now I have an EKG on, and I'll have a sonar scan when they open fully. And he said it's mitral valve prolapse, which can be harmless, but when you feel the pain constantly or so often, it could have developed. It's not going to kill me.
Sure. And prior to all of this nightmare, you were actually working in retail, correct? You've been in that business for a long period of time and apparently pretty successful at it.
Well, I love what I do.
Yeah. And
I love it completely.
Yeah, and who knows when that's going to open up again, right? Because retail's obviously taken it on the chin, unfortunately, during this whole crisis, and who knows when that's going to open. I mean, Nordstrom's now apparently closed the Dadeland store. Neiman Marcus is closed. Macy's, I think, is closing down.
It will be open, but it will be very slowly. And
I think the ones who have the strongest online presence will be the ones that will survive.
Yeah.
Because that's the way it's going.
Yeah, but the online presence, are unfortunately online. They're not requiring, human salespeople to actually meet with customers and attend to them and fit them for clothing and whatnot. So.
Well, the company I work for has this app, which is really good for once we're back at work, where I can put things in my customer's basket without having to get involved in their finances and anything. Mm-hmm. And they buy anything good for me. Excellent.
Janice, listen, I appreciate you taking time out to tell your story.
I just say one thing.
Yes, ma'am.
With this whole setup, this failure.
Yes.
I think that what's been forgotten here, first of all, spending $77 million on a system such as this is astronomical. You cannot justify such a figure. Second of all, I think politicians need to be accountable like we are at our job.
Yeah.
And things have to change, When we don't do a good job, we're out.
Yep.
Why wait 4 years or 6 years? Go.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
Make a promise, contract it, and that's it.
I agree.
I hear you.
Andres and I were talking during the break. We're both Republicans, but we've both been very, very critical of the governor.
It's got nothing to do with politics.
His inability to get this
right. It's unfair. It's unfair.
It's unfair. It's unfair. Period.
I don't know how you vote.
It doesn't matter whether you're Republican or Democrat.
Mandela.
Yeah.
Okay. So, best of luck, Mr. Bernstein.
Thank you, Ms. Bernstein, for being with us, and good luck to you, and hopefully we'll check in with you soon to see if things have improved.
Remember, we'll send you the show so you can contact the gentleman that we interviewed previously, so probably he can help.
We're back again here on MÁS con Más. Thank you for being with us this evening. I hope you enjoyed the interviews that we had on the program, and look forward to having you again sometime soon. Andres, were you happy with the segments tonight?
I was happy. I was thrilled. It was informative. So let's have a nice weekend. God bless you all, and stay out of the rain if you're in the Miami area.
Absolutely. We're approaching hurricane season. I got my little notice in the mail from the Miami-Dade County. Are you prepared for hurricane season? It's hard to believe we're even going to have to deal with hurricanes after having dealt with this pandemic, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
It probably cleans up the whole place. Keep our fingers crossed.
Thank you. Thank you, and see you again next Friday here on MÁS con Más from ENTV USA and the studios of Cachita Universal Studios. Thank you for being with us.